He makes her bid for a little piece of history.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Run of the Race. Brittany Taylor and Mark Warwood with you to review everything that happened on Saturday, which of course was the Natasha and Robert Stakes Day. Mark, as we approach into the Oaks and Derby, did we learn much out of Saturday's meeting?
I think we learned a fair bit about the boys. I think for the second feature race running, we learned absolutely nothing about the girls.
All right, we will get to that a little bit later in the program, but to start off, the day kicked off with a 2-year-old event, and Tony Ward found himself a horse that he paid only $2,000 for. Have a look at it careering away.
Is Cheliator. At the 550, the leader is Instant Hit. About 3/4, kicked up on the inside to head off Warbler. And then Ginger going around them, 3 off the fence. Down on the inside then is coming to the home corner. Down Force is well placed into the corner from Amelia's Contrast. Semigel is next of all. Then Native Silver, Space Girl right off the track, and further back behind them, Tin Snip. At the 250, Warbler ranged up, grabbed the lead. Space Girl at odds has loomed up to them very quickly though. The run came for Down Force, but Space Girl with 100 left to go shot away. It's Space Girl clearing out. She's going to win it easily. Space Girl beats Semigel, who I thought dived through late.
Space Girl winning there. Last year Tony Ward produced Nawi. This year it's about Space Girl.
Yeah, you can be standing next to him at the sales, you would think, at that winter yearling sale. So he spent $7,000 on 2 horses in the last 2 seasons, and they've won, I think, around $200,000 between them. I think Space Girl is the follow horse out of this race. Fastest last 4, 6 and 800 metres. Was also nibbled at in the market, so they knew this horse was pretty good. Follow her. Forgetting Amelia's Contraire here, I think we'll go around 2 short next start as well, just simply because it comes from the Simon Miller yard. Was beaten at odds on when debuting at Bunbury. And then the Forgive horse, I think it's Celeri Torre, finished 9th here, was green, was impeded early on in the straight as well. Hit the rail with about 100 metres to go. We came home with the second fastest last 200 metres. I think that horse could improve quite significantly next start.
All right, we are slowly putting together the pieces of the puzzle as we move towards the Karrakatta with these juveniles. Let's take a look at the second race, and this was taken out by Cup Night.
Travelling boldly down on the inside of Cup Night, and the pace had gone up a cog. Over on the outside is Fairview. Down on the inside next is Liberty Magic coming into the home quarter. Pike is sending Cahelan up between those 2 horses when they start to bunch up, and around them deep goes Zatorio. Lookouts behind those in a bit of bother there and in heavy traffic, and towards the tail is Henty Gell. Into the home straight, Minica hit the front from Cup Night, who joined it. Cahelan behind them, winding up. Zatorio is next. It's Cup Night when they go past the 150. It's a length and a half. Over on the inside, Cahelan running on down the outside. Henty Gell, but Cup Night doing much too better than them, and Cup Night goes on to win first.
Well, we were looking forward to the return of Cup Night, and well, he didn't disappoint.
I think he's a pretty decent horse, Cup Night. He's certainly got a bit of acceleration. We've seen that in a number of starts, and he did so again on Saturday. But I don't think he makes the file here. The Forgive horse is Lookout, threw its head up in the air at the gates, over-raced as well early on, was held up in the straight and raced against his pattern because he made such a bad start. So Forgiving Lookout. I am forgetting Monica here, really well related. It's the full relation of Misty Medal, but she's nowhere near as good as her full sister, and she is now off for a spell. And the follow horse settled on Henty Gell here, settled last from the outside gate, fastest sectionals all the way home, including the fastest sectionals from the 6 to the 4 and the 2 to the winning post. I mean the splits rather than the sectionals, and that's really impressive.
It certainly is. It's starting to be a horse that's really just putting it all together now. All right, race number 3. Well, the market had this one pegged as a bit of a race in 2 between Express Flirt and Rebel Knight, who ultimately were the place getters, but it was the day for Yeah Bravo.
The Country Galloper leads at the 600. Skin and Tins on top, and first up from a spell, Skin and Tins 3/4. Over on the outside, Lady Trader second. Yeah Bravo's had every conceivable, and the same could be said as well for Express Flirt. Now Pike's about to pop off the heels of Lady Trader. He's now about to put the favourite into the race. 3 deep coming into the home corner, trailed by the Escort, Spiritual Warrior, and further back Rebel Knight. It's Skin and Tins who leads them down by the 200 over Express Flirt. Yeah Bravo's under the whip behind them, still running on, and further back is Rebel Knight. They come to the 100. Express Flirt ranged up to Skin and Tins. Rebel Knight, Yeah Bravo bursting through. It's Yeah Bravo though bursting through on the inside, grabs the lead. Yeah Bravo's got the money.
Well, Skin and Tins led them up at just a modest tempo, just under benchmark, and Yeah Bravo was able to get that box seat run and run away with it.
Yeah, a lot of punters before this race didn't really rate it as a Saturday contest, and the wash-up out of it is that I don't think it was a particularly good race. Looking at the file, I think the Forgive horse here is Rebel Knight, finished third, was bumped on jumping, settled back in a race that was dominated by those towards the front. He's also the follow horse. I think the fastest sectionals he came home with, he would have won in another stride as well, despite that horror run in transit. Rebel Knight is the only horse of interest for mine going forward out of this race. The Forget horse, there could have been plenty here, but I'm going to go with Speedy Justice, finished last, one of many you could put a pen through here, and has been restricted to racing in the provinces from here on in.
I think Mitch Pateman on Rebel Knight was a little bit critical of his own ride, and he turned it all around in the next when Damn Ready was victorious.
Almost 2 lengths to Epic Grey with River Dance. The pace is on. Electric Light is back there running 5th, and then on the rails next of all is Damn Ready. About a length to Seeker from Dutch Spy. Socially Unique is a clear last. Coming around the home corner at the 350 at Saraceno. Nursed into the bend by Noski. 2 in front of I Am Incredible. Over on the inside, the Geraldton Sprinter River Dance around the heels of Saraceno. He joins him quickly. Damn Ready runs on, and here comes Electric Light. She's starting to wind up as Damn Ready reaches the lead. Damn Ready, River Dance. Damn Ready going better than River Dance, and Dutch Spy coming through on the rails late, but Damn Ready wins again. Damn Ready, Mr.
Damn Ready, the winner there, which was a start to a tremendous weekend for the Bairstow-Pateman combination with 3 winners over the weekend, but Damn Ready kicked it off.
Yeah, this was a really good race. It was 100 times better than the race that preceded it. Looking at the file, the Forgive horse for mine, there was a few here, but I'm going to go with Dutch Spy. It was slow away, was impeded until the 125 metres mark in the straight. CJP dropped the reins around 50 metres from home, but did come home with the fastest sectionals and also the fastest splits as well. That's really, really hard to do. So Dutch Spy was really, really good, but did have a few things go wrong. The Forget horse is Epic Grey. He's now not won since winning that Magic Millions race at Pinjarra, and the format of that race has been a little bit disappointing. The follow horse could have been River Dance, it could have been Dutch Spy, but I'm going to go with Electric Light here. I thought it was a pretty good performance first up. It was a PB performance as far as punting form is concerned, and even though this horse was favourite, I thought it was an excellent return, and I'd expect it to improve second up over a little bit further.
Looking forward to seeing the progression of Electric Light, who of course coming into Saturday had never been out of the placing, finished 4th, so wasn't too far away. All right, that is the first half of the meeting done and dusted. On the other side of this, we still have the features to come. Don't go anywhere.
At TabTouch, our bettering department comes up with new ways to better your betting experience, like putting better features at your fingertips, such as Sky Racing and Superpick.
But if you think we're just doing what every other betting company does, think again. Because we're also giving a portion of every bet to fund a better racing industry and betting your local. So better your bet with TabTouch.
Don't let the game play you. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Welcome back to the Run of the Race, where we are up to race number 5, and it was all about Diablerie in this event. Take a look at him running away with it.
100-metre mark, the leader now is Get the Vibe. It took it up, rushing through. Get the Vibe, the leader. From Khan, second. A length and a half more races. Checkers getting a great run coming to the home corner. A length and a half away then is Resistance, trailing it down on the inside next of all. At the 400 is Dazzling Poet, being followed then by Diablerie, who's been off the track all of the way. Into the straight though, and Get the Vibe had kicked clear. Down to the 250-metre mark, and Get the Vibe led by 3 Checkers, Resistance, and now Diablerie starts to run on. At the 100, Get the Vibe, Checkers. Diablerie, though, storming down the middle for Pike, pulls the whip, and Diablerie off the track all the way, but much too good.
Diablerie recording a pretty effortless victory in the end there, recording an overall figure of minus 3.3. Pretty good performance.
Yeah, very good performance. This horse has come back a different horse this campaign. He's having his first preparation with Brock Luthwaite. The concussion plates have been off this preparation, and probably its best run since September 2017. And the victory was all the more meritorious because he was wide most of the way. So definitely the follow horse. The Forget horse is Khan. It won its first run in WA. That was a graduation handicap, but has been well beaten in each of his next 5 starts and was well beaten on Saturday. The Forgive horse, I am willing to forgive McRoy here. Finished 10th, but was held up for the majority of the straight. Did lay inwards throughout the entire race, and it may well be time for a spell for McRoy, who's done a wonderful job for Connections.
Well, we'll see what Bruce Watkins elects to do there. Okay, now it is time for the features. So this will answer a few questions as we do look towards the Oaks and the Derby. And firstly, we're going to have a look at the Natasha Stakes. So the fillies and punting form have clocked this race as going almost 10 lengths slower than benchmark to the 600. Take a look.
Circle the field with adornment. He's back there third from last, going around Dua Pataki and also Vintage Stock up by the 550. Osipova trying to do it all of the way in the Natasha from Jeddah Fair. A length and a half per litre 5. Then came Jovella. Ping Me Another. Around them now on the outside goes Acetro as they come into the home corner from Galiba. Further back is Winifred with adornment running on. Back behind them came Venacious Dark Choice trying to thread its way through some really heavy traffic. Jeddah Fair reaches the lead though. It's Jeddah Fair coming to the 100. Ping Me Another down the outside. The roughie coming at Jeddah Fair. Jeddah Fair. Ping Me Another diving at it. Jeddah Fair I think clicks on. Jeddah Fair wins the...
Congratulations to the connections of Jeddah Fair there, but she was the beneficiary of that slow tempo.
Yeah, she was second in the run, and when you look at the punting form data, this race was faster than the Ascot 1000 Guineas, but that is not saying too much. I think it is totally inconclusive as far as the WA Oaks is concerned. If they were to go a decent tempo in that race, you could get a very different result. Looking at the foal, the Forget Horses Vintage Stock, she's had too many chances for mine now. In the Stewards report, the jockey Patrick Carberry said she was found to be a little bit flat-footed when the tempo quickened, but she's had too many chances for mine. She is a pen-through job. And the Forgive and the Follow horse is the same one. It's Dark Choice, was bumped at the start, was blocked until 100 metres from home, had the fastest sectionals, including the last two splits being the fastest as well. I think Dark Choice is probably the pick of these going forward to the Oaks.
And we always look forward to seeing what William Pike does select. Will he get off Adornment, who obviously got a long way back, that slow tempo just couldn't get in the race, or will he jump ship and jump on Dark Choice? Well, it all remains to be seen. All right, let's have a look at the boys, where this was a complete opposite story. The girls walked, but the boys, they went pretty quick here, almost 10 lengths quicker than benchmark according to punting form.
Crew got about a half a length on Hyperspace, Blackwood River third, then 2 lengths to Pure Magnus, followed by Accelerate. Fred Dagg is tracking up near the fence, around heels now, Final Hearing, Platoon push deep, then He's a Gunslinger, Classic Jack, well back in the field, Regal Power at the top of the home straight, and last Chapasco. Cockney Crew stormed to the front at the 250, Blackwood River in pursuit, then Platoon starting to run on strongly. Here comes Platoon winding up at the 150, and Platoon sprints up, grab Cockney Crew, Blackwood River into the clear, Regal Power, but it's Platoon running away. Platoon goes on to win the Robert Stakes. Second, Regal Power, Blackwood.
Platoon really stepped up on the weekend, showed what I think the team have always thought he was capable of. Do you take a lot more out of this race, Mark, with the genuine tempo?
Yeah, I think so. Even though we are not sure what's going to happen in the Derby in terms of how fast they'll go here, I think the format of this will stack up. The Forgive horse for mine was Regal Power. Did commence a little bit awkwardly, lost about a length at the start, then was blocked for a clear run until about 200 metres from home. The Forget horse is Final Hearing, another one in the Cerise and White. Cast a hind plate, but I just don't think he's one of the best to come out of the Peter stable in recent times. The Follow horse, this was tough for me. I really did like Platoon's run, but he did get 2 kilos off Regal Power in that race, and I think if I had to have a bet today before barriers, it would be Regal Power over Platoon, but only just.
It makes it certainly very interesting heading towards that Derby. All right, there was still one race to come on the program after the features, and it was taken out by Special Delivery.
Power back on the inside is fourth, and then came Pin Sun in the orange colours going around the outside, and Touch of Silver's on the move for Hall as well before the bend. Special Delivery hooked out to find his back, and also there is Red Publisher in a bunching field. Nawadaroo searching for the run right behind those, Dark Royalty, and then Politics Semi Sizzle cut the corner with Arctic Stream as well into the home straight, 300 to run. Harry Thomas on the outside of Atlanta Blue, Pin Sun's there, Touch of Silver battling away, Red Publisher comes down the outside, Arctic Stream, he's going right back to the inside and running on Will, and now here comes Special Delivery bursting through. It's Special Delivery, Arctic Stream flashing through along the rail.
Special Delivery completing another great day for Mitch Pateman in the saddle, as well as the Bairstow team in their training performances with Special Delivery's win there. But Mark, I've had a little sneak peek at your files, and I don't know if I'm seeing things, but Arctic Stream, who has long not been one of yours, has made the file.
Yeah, look, I potted him on Saturday. I thought 1,400 metres first up. I know he had Pike on, but I thought he was probably the lay of the day. I couldn't believe he came up favourite, but it was a very, very good run. And a bit like the National Basketball League and Corey Homicide Williams. When you get one wrong, you've got to admit so. So I'm admitting this, just like Corey, has had to eat a fair bit of humble pie regarding the Perth Wildcats in recent days. So the Forgive Horses Art Extreme here, the settled last but won. The pace wasn't all that fast, but came home with the fastest sectionals. And there's also the follow horse as well, because that return over 1,400 metres, this horse probably wants a fair bit further, and I think he'll probably be winning in town, which I didn't think I'd be saying a few months ago. The Forget horse, a fair few in this race, but I'm going to forget See Me Sizzles, Fractious in the Gates, and Team Williams told the stewards after the race that they probably would retire this horse.
All right, that is Mark's conclusion of the 8-race program that was on Saturday. When we look at the meeting in its totality, Mark, who are the best performers of the day?
Oh, look, it was Platoon and Damn Ready. The best overall rating was Platoon in the feature race for the Colts and the Geldings, minus 9.5. And when you get a rating like that, where he's done it all the way through, he did it both early in the race and late as well, I'm very confident that Platoon will be a serious player in the Derby. And Damn Ready, well, he's just running out of his skin at the moment, minus 8.7 overall. To the class, it was minus 7. Fantastic performance yet again by the Bairstow team. Looking at the closing sectionals, well, Dark Choice features prominently here, last 200 and last 400. I think she's the horse out of that race that probably is worth following into the Oaks. And the last 600 was Dutch Spy, who was a little bit unlucky early in that race.
And we do look forward to seeing what William Pike decides to do with a Dark Choice, a Dorman, to see who he elects to ride. All right, that is the review done and dusted. On the other side of this, we'll have a look at the tipping competition. Welcome back to the Run of the Race, where it is now time to have a look at Perth Racing's Tip Star competition, and there were a few big prize winners on the weekend, Mark.
Yes, 3 that paid more than $10, and you also got Yeah Bravo at $9.40. So it's certainly a week in which you could make some ground. 2,619 points were on offer there, and you needed all of the winners barring race 2, where you'd been better off having Entigal to place.
All right, what has this week's winner selected to get him in that winning position?
Look, I think congratulations are in order to Josh Fuchs here, otherwise known as Punter Poon. I think this is probably the best individual performance of the competition, not only this competition but the one that we ran during the Ascot Racing Carnival, because looking at the card there, he got 6 winners, including the late the quaddie, which paid nearly $8,000 with Tab Touch, and he had both Jet Affair and Platoon at $17 and $17.10.
It is an extraordinary performance by Josh there. Plenty of winners. He actually got the quaddie completely, which paid about $8,000. So hopefully he had a few of coins of his own on some of those selections. 6 winners is certainly no mean feat. Does it get him into the top 8 though?
No, it doesn't. I suppose the main takeout from the screen they've got on screen at the moment is that Keatsy 11 has extended his lead in the competition, now over 8,000 points. No one else has got to 6,000 yet, so Keatsy 11 is the tearaway leader with 8 rounds of the 19 gone.
Okay, he's about 2,000 points ahead, so he'll take some catching. It doesn't mean you can't. Big opportunity to do so this weekend, and it's a big day of racing on Saturday.
Yeah, we have 3 feature races, and we also have a race that honours the jockeys as well, the Jockey Celebration Day Handicap.
All right, let's have a look at some of the previous winners. We'll start with the Grandstand Cup. Let's take a look at the past 3 editions.
Dream Lifter quickly gathered up by Winkin and Odd. She sailed past them now with 150 to travel. Further back is Street Bandit, Respondent running on. Winkin and Odd though draws away from them. The Grandstand Cup's all over, and if you're in the grandstand you can cheer her home to victory. She won it easily. 2 lengths behind them, Red Aura starting to get home well with young Lionel. Man Booker had hit the front, Great Shot digs in at the 100 metres. Man Booker the outside though, a neck clear from Great Shot, then Red Aura Dark Musket, but he does it again. Man Booker's home. Man Booker won the... Under pressure. Red Aura keeps coming with Falcon Crest down the outside. 150 from home. Corporate Larrikin, Red Aura, Falcon Crest is in the middle. Falcon Crest and Red Aura. Red Aura the outside. Falcon Crest the inner. Got his head in front. Red Aura comes back. They went to a dead heat.
The last three editions of the Grandstand Stakes there. The most recent taken out by Falcon Crest, who just this week, the news came out, is now in the care of young trainer Steele Casey. So looking forward to seeing what that horse can do going forward. The next feature that we are going to have a look at is the Perth Stakes for the 2-year-olds. Let's have a look at those last three editions.
Brown went to work the river. He now comes to the outside and he's starting to finish full of running. He draws the whip on Atacama Sky with 100 left to go. It's the river closing. The river coming at Atacama Sky. He grabs the lead, the river. The river's got there right. The 200 whacked out, put up 3 lengths to sound check. Demolatio, Keeper Keen, Reykjavik down on the inside, whacked out the leader with 100 left to go. Still clear. Riask is getting through, but whacked out is too good for them. Whacked out won the Perth Stakes from Riask. Came Cup Night, but Chicks Pick's got the fave done at the moment. Chicks Pick is opening right up, boys. This has been a performance. Platoon's coming right down the outskirts with a late run, but Chicks Pick a dominant performance, a brilliant win. Chicks Pick makes it 2 for 2. Beat Platoon.
The Big Grey winning the most recent edition in Chicks Pick to a delighted lot of lady owners. Let's have a look at the final feature. It is the Gimcrack Stakes. That is set to be a cracker this weekend, but let's have a look at the ones before. Out behind them, Spangled Impact, but Whispering Brook inside the 200 lead. Now she's out, Spangled Impact, and she can come with a run. She's finishing brilliantly. It's Whispering Brook, Spangled Impact, trying to run her down. Whispering Brook holding Spangled Impact, and Whispering Brook. A length and a half to 2 lengths, Summer's Dream. Siani is coming with a wet sail from further back in the field with a mighty run, but it might be too late for her. Kiss Bang Love on the outside, ranged up very quickly, sent to the lead by Pike. Kiss Bang Love's home. In the Gimcrack, she'd raced about 2.5 to first strike. Down the outside of Centro's coming with a big run late, but Agent Pippa has got a big break on them. Down the outside of Cestro, the leader's stopping, the post is coming, and she'll cling on and win it. Agent Pippa leaders. Agent Pippa, what a ripper, the most recent winner of the Gimcrack Stakes. And Mark, it's the race I'm looking forward to most this weekend.
And it's the one with the highest class as well. It is a Group 3 race as opposed to the Perth Stakes being a listed race. That's simply because the performances in recent years of the fillies have been greater as far as the Australian Patent Committee is concerned. Rawa, to their credit though, do treat both races as being worth $150,000, even though one is listed and one is a Group 3.
Well, looking forward to all of the action, both the Colts and Geldings as well as the fillies come this weekend. Thanks for joining us for another episode of The Run of the Race. We'll see you next week.
She makes her